But we've got a lot of, as I said, esteemed guests with us here this afternoon. So let me try and get some questions in. Madhu, I'm going to start with you. So this is your chance to ask Mr. Kampani a question that you've always wanted to ask him.
Nimesh Bhai has always come across the most helpful person in the community I have met. Whenever I have approached him, he's been very, very kind. So Nimesh Bhai, you talked about the consolidation and the debt, the conglomerate must sell assets. But do you really see, because we have not seen too many transactions happen, even though a lot of people are wanting to sell assets. So what is the reason why, what is it holding up? Because we know that there is so much foreign capital which is available at negative interest rate. Why is it that all that money is not coming up and the transactions are not happening?
You see, the whole problem is, you are in a stock market. You know the market very well. There are two horses. One is a hope and another is a fear. In a market, when you are buying something, you hope it will go up. Okay? And you don't fear that it will go down. Our industrialists in that situation, they are all hoping against hopes. And they are not fearing that the prices will further go down, their assets will also go down, then the debt will remain with interest meter going. Interest meter is like a taximeter, it never stops. It works in the night also. At least we sleep in the night. Interest meter doesn't stop there. So I think that's very important lessons where people should not just get that this is my asset. It's company's asset and the company's liability. The liability ultimately, the bankers are going to ask promoter to put personal money otherwise. And therefore it is very important that you should think about it and get rid of the assets which you can sell.
How much of this has to do with promoter ego?
No, I think it's not ego. I think they're not well advised.
You're being politically correct, aren't you, sir? Ashok.
So, I've been Nimesh Bhai's
It's all.
neighbor until he deserted us and moved into a better building.
I got still a flat there. I can come back sometime.
No, but more importantly, we are going to be neighbors if he moves into the new house that we are moving. So we were far apart, Tower A and B at Mekatas, but we'll be on the same floor if he moves into Signature Island, hopefully soon. But I do want to share one anecdote. Nimesh Bhai, it was 1998. I was quitting Arthur Andersen and moving on. And my senior colleague from Anderson's asked me, what are you going to do? And I said, I want to be an investment banker. And he said, but you're a chartered accountant with tax advice. Why investment banker? So I said, I know a gentleman called Nimesh Kampani. And this is a fact. I know a gentleman called Nimesh Kampani. He's a chartered accountant. I'm a chartered accountant. He had ambitions of wanting to become a cricketer. I wanted to become a cricketer. He played serious cricket. I played serious cricket. And he's become a very eminent chartered accountant. And he's become a very eminent investment banker, and I think I can follow suit. So honestly, the inspiration to change tracks from a tax advisor to investment banking was largely driven by silent observation of what you have achieved. And I can tell you that my organization continues to observe your organization from a distance and admire you, of course, but more importantly, also wish that we can emulate the way you have built your business and the way you have. The most important thing is, in the business of deal making, and we are quite a few of us over here, it's very difficult to remain honest, transparent, maintain your integrity, and yet be successful. And I think Nimesh Bhai is a living legend and example of how each of these values have been cultivated, not just in him, but into his organization. And I wish one day we can get close enough to what you have built, Nimesh Bhai. That will be our desire and honestly.
Ramesh?
I've never had the privilege of actually working with him on the equity side, not on the investment banking side. So I just make a comment on the historical importance of Nimesh Bhai. A lot of us believe that the Lal Street is a cathedral to capitalism, that it's a place of worship for us because we sincerely believe in the profession. And if you actually believe that, he was the Michelangelo. He made the Sistine Chapel, he painted it, put it with life. When Nimesh Bhai joined the market, companies were starved of capital. And it was thanks to Nimesh Bhai, Hemendra Bhai, Vallabh Bhai, and the others who elevated the Lal Street to global levels. Today we are in the top 5 global stock markets in the world. And we could only get there because they provided the liquidity to the companies. So we are behind in China in almost everything, but in capital markets we are ahead. And I think large part of the credit goes to investment bankers in the ilk, because they provide the capital in a capital-starved country. They kept alive the tradition of equity markets, which was not existent, say, in China or other parts of the world, and in a socialistic state, where we had dividend control acts, so many things. So undying gratitude. I think we all enjoy the benefits of the seeds they plowed in 1980s, Shirin.
And that does deserve a big round of applause.